YouTube, what is up? It's your boy Jason from the Loft Talk, and I'm back for another NBA Game Day breakdown. Full picks and predictions for January 27th, 2025. And let's go get you some NBA free play winners. But guys, if you've been liking the content, I've been coming up here day in and day out, dropping these gems and winners, please hit that subscribe button, leave a comment for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps me come up here and get motivated to drop these plays day in and day out. We didn't have a video yesterday. There was only one play, only one game, and we had, of course, the NFL playoffs. Hopefully you guys made some money off that. We did. We had James Cook over rushing yards. That was a blowout winner. So again, if you do want to know exactly what I'm giving out to all my premium guys in my specific chat, please consider joining our premium chat. I'll put a link down below. But if you want a way for you to get a free week, that's right, a free week. I come up here every day and say it. Go to that pinned comment or description. Join us on our partner apps like Novig. Get a 50% discount on your first deposit when you use code LOCK. And you have the best lines in the industry. I've made so many videos about why this book is better than FanDuel, DraftKings, or your traditional books. So again, guys, if you want to up your game when you're betting, save money, or make more money when you make your bets, get on Novig, use this peer-to-peer system and platform so you can make the most money every time you make a bet. Right, guys, we have a big slate of games today, so please bear with me. I'm going to do my best to try to give you all the information so you guys can make the best informed decision when placing your plays today. When these plays come out, information can change. I'm doing it so early in the morning. Players can be called out, players can be called in, situations can change. So, of course, if you want to know exactly what goes on, follow me on Instagram or Twitter. I put updates all the time on this type of information. All right, let's get to it, man. Let's talk about the first game I see on the board. The first game is the LA Lakers against the Charlotte Hornets, 7 p.m. Eastern time start. And hey, man, look, the Lakers, they're kind of getting it back together, man. They had that nice win their last time out. Looks like everyone's going to be playing. Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, guys that usually have been game time decisions. But on the Charlotte side, man, LaMelo Ball is playing, Miles Bridges is playing, still no Brandon Miller as far as I see. He's not in the starting lineup, and Mark Williams will also be playing. Look, Charlotte, they're a very hit or miss team. They're 12-30 for that reason, very inconsistent. Either they're super hot with LaMelo Ball shooting threes, shooting crazy shots, or they're absolutely ice cold. They're missing a lot of their offensive pieces, one being Brandon Miller, so I think that's huge. Mark Williams, he's had a great little run. I mean, he was being compared as like a great center just because of one good game or a few good games. He had a terrible one last time out. But look, I mean, I do think I don't want to lay so many points with the Lakers, especially on the road, but I'll say this. The Hornets has been so inconsistent. It's very tough for me to want to back them. However, a lot of money is all over the Lakers, man. That's not something I love to do. I don't want to lay extended numbers with the Lakers on the road, given their road struggles. They are 9-12 on the season so far on the road. They have not been a good road covering team. But that's not to say that the Hornets are any like world beaters when it comes to covering the spread. They are 11-10 at home, which is okay. But to put my money, I mean, I think defensively, the Lakers actually match up pretty good. I mean, they're okay at three, they're okay at the rim. But the thing is, the Hornets, they're just terrible almost everywhere. They allow a lot of threes, and they're not effective at covering the mid-range, an area where, I mean, the Lakers actually frequent a lot. So if there's one place that they're most effective in, it's at the rim. I mean, honestly, they got guys like Anthony Davis. And look, the Hornets, they're actually pretty good at covering the rim, to be perfectly honest. So in this game, man, if I had to make a play, you know, I don't love it. I would obviously say I would probably lean with the Hornets. I think there's too many points. And this really should be a 4.5 point game. This is right now a 5.5 point spread. Lakers have not been the best covering team on the road. And look, I think LaMelo Ball, he can definitely dice up guys like Austin Reeves and Max Christie. But, you know, it's not my favorite game on the board, but it is the first game, and that's what I roll with. The Hornets plus 5.5. I think this game could probably go to 6 as the day goes on. People will definitely keep on piling on the Lakers, and there's a lot of money on them, man, so be careful. All right, the next game on the board, I think this is a goodie, man. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Detroit Pistons. Woo. 10.5 point favorites the Cleveland Cavaliers are. This is a 7 p.m. Eastern time start. Battle of the East, and we probably have the number one East team, the Cleveland Cavaliers, against the Detroit Pistons. I know it could be the Boston Celtics, but I mean, guys, let's be honest. The Cleveland Cavaliers have a better record. They are 36-9. The only team that has a better record than them are the Thunder. So Cleveland's the number one team in the East. They'll be playing a Pistons team who is making their own run to try to get in the playoffs this year, man. This will be very impressive if they do. when it comes to where the money's at, it looks like it's pretty even right now. I see even money on both on the Pistons and the Cleveland Cavaliers, so there's no clear favorite in terms of where the money's been going. In terms of injuries, Detroit looks like Jaden Ivey's still out. I mean, he's going to be out for a while. And then Tobias Harris is a game-time decision. On the Cleveland side, LeVert, Okoro, and Dean Wade are all out, but they got Evan Mobley back, so that is good. The thing is, their secondary is not going to be as strong as they usually are, given these injuries. Defensively, look, Cleveland Cavaliers, I've said it before, their defense is not as good as it's been in previous years or even in previous months. They're definitely taking a step back. They're fairly weak at the mid-range and the three-point line, but they're one of the best rim defenses in the NBA. The thing is, Detroit, they have a pretty balanced attack, and I think they can attack them from almost anywhere. They're actually a little bit better at the mid-range and the three-point line, an area that Cleveland's kind of slacking in. But on the other side, the Pistons, their defense, where are they weak at? They're particularly weak at the mid-range and the three-point line. And Cleveland, man, they've definitely changed their game around a lot. They're the best mid-range and three-point team in the NBA, in my opinion, from what I see in terms of an efficiency standpoint. So it's a tough game, man, for me to call. There's a lot of points. 10.5 points is something that the Cleveland Cavaliers could obviously do. They're on a 2-game losing streak, man. They lost to the Sixers outright. Then they got their butts whooped again by the Rockets. So have these injuries kind of caused a problem? I don't know. I do think this is a lot of points for me. Detroit can definitely hold their own. I think this game really should be, I have it capped at around an 8.5-point spread. I don't think this should be an 11-point game. I mean, the Detroit Pistons are not that great, but this is a game that they could be competitive in, man. I'm telling you, their defense and their offense, guys like Cade Cunningham, Tim Hardaway, Durin, I mean, they definitely could step it up. Obviously, them missing Tobias Harris would be a huge loss. So, obviously, see if he's on the injury report now. I think I want him there if this spread's that big. If he's out, I think he's worth a point or maybe a point and a half. So maybe this line could go to a 12-point spread. And I still think that's a lot of points, man. Can Cade do it by himself? Probably not, but we'll see, man. I think this is too many points. I'll take the Pistons in this game. All right, guys. Let's hop at the next game on the board. We have the third game, the Kings against the Nets. This is a 7:30 p.m. Eastern time start. The Kings are big favorites, man. 10.5-point favorites on the road. And look, there's not too much analysis I have to do, man. I mean, the Nets have been a pretty unreliable team. They've been one of the worst home covering teams in the NBA this season. I mean, if you want to go bet them, go ahead. I mean, I will say this, though. In terms of the Nets, man, 7-13 at home, even though they get big spreads, they just don't have the offense or defensive power to really keep up with these teams. And the Kings, man, they've definitely stepped it up, but they've also been one of the worst road covering teams in the NBA. 8-11 on the season so far. So, I mean, two of the worst covering teams. I mean, if you want to go talk about it, but at least right now, everybody and their mother is betting on the Kings. I mean, look, man, I don't want to really bet my serious hard-earned cash on this game. I think it's a great game for props, maybe. Brooklyn, look, they have a lot of injuries still, man. Still no Cam Johnson, still no Cam Thomas. Ben Simmons, the game-time decision as well. You want to put your trust in D'Lo. Some of the other guys are good. Keon Johnson, Clowney, Jalen Wilson are not that bad, but I don't know if they can keep up with the prowess and the firepower Sacramento has, man. Malik Monk, Fox, Sabonis, Keegan Murray. These guys will definitely shoot a lot. They have a pretty insane pace that they could put on the Nets. I mean, in terms of where they're effective, they're very effective at the rim. And then the Nets, on their end, I mean, they're pretty much terrible almost everywhere, and they allow a lot of rim attacks. So I think the Kings for sure can run it up on them and cover this big spread. Do I love it? Absolutely not. But I think the Kings are definitely a mismatch in this shot. So if I had to lay a lot of points, I'll do it with the Kings. I'll side with the public on this one. Give me the Kings plus 10.5 points. Or minus 10.5 points, I'm sorry. All right, guys. Next game on the board. Let's talk about it. We got a good one, man. The New Orleans Pelicans against the Toronto Raptors. And, man, the Toronto Raptors are only plus 1.5 point favorites. And pretty strange to me because Zion Williams is supposed to be playing. McCollum's playing. Trey Murphy's playing. But it looks like DeJounte Murray is a game-time decision, so we'll see if he plays or not. I mean, he's a pretty big piece to this team. They need him to play. And Toronto, man, Jakob Poeltl is a game-time decision. He had some shoulder soreness, so if he does not play, that could be big. But I think Kelly Olynyk is a good substitution for him if he does not play tonight. So in this game, man, look, Toronto, man, I've been telling you guys, they've been stepping it up. They just won their last game against the Hawks, beat them down once again. should have taken them again, man, but it is what it is. New Orleans Pelicans, they've been playing a little bit better, but 12-34 in the season. I don't think they really have a big shot to make the playoffs, nor do the Toronto Raptors. However, man, look, I'll say this, man. This is a tough game. This is a very low spread. It's very who wins this game. The Pelicans definitely have a lot of talent, man. We'll see if DeJounte Murray plays. I need him to play if, this spread is this low. Or even, because I think if he does play, they could become bigger favorites on the road. But like I said before, Toronto, they're one of the best home covering teams in the NBA, but this is basically a pick'em type game. And Toronto's just been rolling, bro. I mean, they've been beating down some teams, covering spreads, playing very good defense. It sucks that Polo's out. It's such a mess, though. Overall, in terms of like I said, man, all the stats, it's really tough to really, if you take the whole season stats, it's tough to really measure these teams given all the injuries. But I personally think that the Pelicans have a lot more weapons, in my opinion, offensively, especially if DeJounte Murray plays. They've just been very inconsistent, especially on the defensive side. They give up a lot of second-chance buckets. They're not really quick in transition, but Zion being back is huge, though. But we'll see how he does play, man. This is a game I'm probably going to watch. This might be a good game for props, to be honest. But if I was to make a play, man, I'd have to roll just with the trend, man. Toronto Raptors been one of the best home teams in the NBA. I think they continue to do so here, and you have some upside if DeJounte Murray doesn't play, because I think even if Jakob doesn't play, he's not equal enough for it to really cancel out. DeJounte's a much bigger factor for the Pelicans than Polo is, because I think Olynyk or Boucher can take his spot, to be perfectly honest. But I do like Jakob Polo, though. He's a big piece of his team to a certain extent. But give me the Raptors plus 1.5 in this game. And all right, man, let's talk about the next game I see on the board. This is another good one, man. This is a great one, actually. This could be, like I said it many times, a championship type game, man. The Rockets against the Celtics. Celtics laying a big number, 6.5-point favorites at home. Hey, man, look, I mean, Celtics, they've not been playing that great, to be honest, man. I don't know what it's been, but they do have one injury that's a little bit concerning. Derek White, he's a game-time decision, but Houston looks pretty much all healthy. They're still without Jabari Smith Jr. And like I said, man, look, the Rockets have one of the best defenses in the NBA. Really good at defending the three, really good at limiting threes. But, if people do take shots, they're pretty effective. They're not as effective. However, I mean, like I said, Boston shoot the most threes and the most mid-rangers in the NBA. They do not attack the basket at all. They basically just chuck up threes as much as they can. And that could be a problem, man. I mean, if the Rockets are able to limit them in that aspect. Rockets' offense has not been the most effective. I mean, they're really known just for their defense. So this could be a defensive type game. Laying more than 2 buckets, this is a big key number, 6.5, really close to 7. And it's very, very tough, man. I'm not really sure. I think the Rockets have been playing the much better basketball, in my opinion. They just came off another big win against the number 1 team in the East, the Cavaliers. Do they match up well against the Boston Celtics? I mean, they do. I mean, Celtics definitely have a little bit more of a size advantage on them. But Houston, man, they've been pretty scrappy, especially on the road. They've been one of the better road covering teams in the NBA. Celtics have not been able to cover big spreads. But hey, look, I mean, do they get up for this game? Maybe they do. I mean, I don't know what's been up with them, but given how they've been playing, man, even though they're playing at home, I do not want to lay like more than 2 buckets with the Celtics, man. So I'm going to have to do it, man. Give me the Rockets on the road once again. 14-7 on the road at the spread, while the Celtics, man, they're one of the worst home covering teams in the NBA, man. They laid too many points, in my opinion. 8-15. They have not been playing that well, even though pretty much everyone's healthy. So give me the Rockets, man. Plus 6.5. This game could go to 7, in my opinion. So maybe you want to wait till closer to game time. You get more confirmation if Derek White plays, and then maybe if he's in, this game goes to 7. But yeah, give me the Rockets, man. All right, guys, we have a few more games on the board. This is going to be a long video, but I'm going to try my best to break down these games and give you the most out that I can, man. The next game we got on the board is the Orlando Magic against the Miami Heat. Orlando only 1-point favorites on the road, man. And simply put, these guys are back. Everyone's back. They had a big win last time out with Wagner and Banchero back. I think they're one of the best 2 young duos in the NBA. And it's good to see them back in rhythm. They beat down on the Pistons, man, even though the Pistons started off super hot. So they're going against now their big bro, the Miami Heat, who's typically owned them in the past matches. But I think with the Heat struggles and the Jimmy Butler issues and all these things, even though there's only small favorites, actually small dogs at home, I'm going to take the Orlando Magic, bro. Orlando Magic, they're going to try to get back on track. I think that last one's what they need to get their confidence back. They got Wendell Carter playing. Goga Batate might be playing. I think Jalen Suggs does play. And if they all play, Orlando Magic, if you guys all forgot, they're let you guys remember, they're one of the best teams in the NBA when they're all healthy. So give me the Magic. They're back, I think. -1. It's a pick'em game, so I'd give you Magic on the money line for tonight's game. All right, guys, we have, let's see, a few more games left, man. Let me go through it, man. But yeah, let's talk about the next few games on the board. We got another good one, bro. I actually should go to this game. Maybe I'll buy some tickets. The Memphis Grizzlies against the New York Knicks, man. New York Knicks laying 3.5 points at home. And look, it looks like everyone's healthy. The only injury I do see on the Knicks side is OG Anunoby. Both teams have been very good, man, defensively, offensively. The Knicks, man, one of the best teams in the NBA. I would say I'm not being biased either, man. The Knicks have been playing extremely well, shooting really good at the mid-range and at the three-point line. But the Memphis Grizzlies have probably one of the best defenses in the NBA, man. They do allow you to shoot mid-rangers, but really good defending the three and at the rim. In terms of the Knicks and where they're weak at, they're definitely weak at the three-point line. And I'll be honest, man, the Memphis Grizzlies have a very effective and balanced attack. They can shoot threes, they can shoot the mid-range, they can attack you at the rim. And if they're all healthy, ooh, man, it's going to be a tough spot for me, bro. I mean, I'll be honest, getting points with the Memphis Grizzlies is always great, man. They play at an insane pace. They have really good weapons in Jaren Jackson, John Morant, Desmond Bane. They have a very, very deep bench. And I think the only thing is, the Knicks, they run their starters to the ground. Obviously, they got some rest yesterday, so there's probably not a huge rest problem right now. But I don't know, man. Getting points with the Memphis Grizzlies is always very attractive. I think they have such a strong offense and defense and a deep team where they can put in so many units in that bring fresh legs to that offense and defense. Man, I think both teams are excellent. When I take a look at the money, basically it looks fairly even right now. It looks like there's more bets on the Grizzlies getting the points, and then there's more money on the Knicks. Doesn't mean anything really, but that's just some context for you guys. But in this spot, man, if we take a look at kind of the betting trends on this game or kind of how they've been doing away or at home, Grizzlies are maybe slightly better at home, 16-7 at home, while they're 14-7 on the road. But the Knicks, when they've been playing at home, they're 11-10 at home, but 11-12 on the road. So fairly even wherever they go. This is probably a very low spread given what they usually lay when they're at home. They're usually pretty extended favorites against a lot of teams because they've been playing so well. But I think in this game, this is what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to take the Memphis Grizzlies plus 3.5. I think this game is going to come down to a very short number. This is going to be like a bucket type game. If you're going to give me 4 points or 3 points, I'm going to take the dog because I think the Grizzlies can definitely win this game outright, unfortunately. So give me the Memphis Grizzlies. But I hope maybe the Knicks win by like 1 point and you get the cover and the Knicks win. All right, guys, let's talk about another game on the board. Then we got a few more left. Let's see. We got the Atlanta Hawks against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota Timberwolves laying 10 points at home, bro. Big spread. And like I said many times before, I don't like laying a lot of points with the Timberwolves at home as extended favorites. They're one of the worst home covering teams in the NBA. But Atlanta has a lot of injuries, man. DeAndre Hunter, game time decision. Richard, game time decision. Jalen Johnson's out. Trae Young is out. Cody Zeller, they're all out. They're basically playing with their second unit. So there's not too much analysis that I can really do. Atlanta's stats will totally change if Trae Young is not playing. Minnesota, they have one of the better defenses, a decently effective offense from three-point line. They shoot a lot of threes. They have size. Okongwu's going to have to cover Rudy Gobert. Look, man, everyone is going to be on the Timberwolves. A lot of money's on them. They're laying a big number. But for some reason, man, they're just not reliable. I'm not looking to really bet this game too hard. It's a low total. Likely Minnesota shuts down Atlanta's offense, but I'm not really looking to back them at this big spread, even with all these guys out, man. I'm going to tell you guys anecdotally, I swear, usually when these big teams, you expect them to win and beat teams because it's all their bench players. They not only don't cover, they don't win. But am I going to tell you that the Minnesota Timberwolves are probably not going to win this game? I'm not going to say that, but hey, man, give me the Hawks, bro. Plus 10. I am not laying double-digit numbers. I don't care who the Minnesota Timberwolves are playing at home. Look, these bench players, sometimes they step up huge in these spots, and I think that they could do it here, man. Give me the Atlanta Hawks, plus 10. All right, guys, we have a few more games left on the board. Bear with me. We got 4 more games left, so I'm gonna try to zip through this before my camera loses all its memory. We got the Nuggets 9-point favorites on the road against the Chicago Bulls. Nuggets getting all the love, man, all the points, and man, Chicago, they've been screwing me the past 2 games, man. They have not been covered, not been playing. They've been getting blown out. Big total, man, 246 over under. So this could be a great game if you like betting over under on props. Should be a fast-paced, high-paced game. And yeah, man, in this spot, bro, I don't know what it's been, but the Chicago Bulls, even if the stats played to them, they have not been playing well, bro. They have not been doing good in any of this stuff. And I think Denver's attack is too diverse for these Bulls team, and they play no defense. They can't get any offense off. They're shooting tons of threes, but because they shoot tons of threes, maybe that could be okay for them. But Denver has been a top 10 3-point defense this entire year. So even though it's a big number, give me the Nuggets -9 in the cover this game. But I like props in this game, man. This should be a fun, fast-paced shootout type game. All right, guys, we have 3 more games left. Bear with me, guys. Again, if you've been enjoying this content, please hit that subscribe button, but also get on one of these free apps, one of our partner apps. Just let me know if you do using our code. I put a bunch of links in that description or pin comment down below. Let me know, and we'll get you added for premium for absolutely free. Let's talk about this next game, the Wizards against the Dallas Mavericks. The Wizards, man, getting a big number, plus 12. Dallas Mavericks laying 11.5 points. Simply put, bro, there's no way, like I said, I'm laying anything with the Wizards, bro. I don't care if I'm getting points. I don't care if they're the value side. Everyone's going to be betting the Mavericks. So there's not too much analysis I want to do, bro. The Wizards have been one of the worst covering teams in the NBA for a good reason. They just are not reliable, even at big spreads. So I'd say avoid this game, or I think Dallas can cover this game maybe to the first half, maybe a little bit early. I like some props in this game. Washington plays no defense. But, yeah, man, give me the Dallas Mavericks 11.5. But there are a lot of other games you can bet on, guys. You don't have to bet this game, please. All right, next game on the board. We have a goodie, man. I think these 2 games are goodies, man. The Milwaukee Bucks against the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz getting 9 points at home. Milwaukee laying 9 points. And Milwaukee, man, we bet against them last time with the Clippers. Clippers blew them out, like I said. But, hey, Milwaukee, looks like everyone's going to be playing for the most part. Giannis is playing, Lillard's playing. That's who you want to see playing. And on the Jazz side, it looks like they're bringing a bunch of their guys back. Collins might be playing, and Walker Kessler might be playing. And Jordan Clarkson might be coming off the bench. And if this is the case, man, if this is really the case, then all those guys are healthy on the Jazz side. I might want to take a stab with the Utah Jazz. They actually are a really good 3-point defense, even though they allow a lot of threes. They've been one of the better 3-point defenses in the league. They have a lot of size, and they have enough size where they could possibly cover guys like Giannis. On the offensive side, man, where the Bucks have been really good at, or the defensive side. Defensively, Bucks allow a lot of threes, and man, you're playing right into the hands of the Utah Jazz. They shoot a lot of threes, and they're fairly effective there when they're effective anywhere. Utah, of course, been a lot of injuries. They're 10-33 on the season, but in this spot, man, if everyone's healthy, I'm gonna take a stab with the Utah Jazz. +9. I think it's a game they could win outright against the Milwaukee Bucks. Call me crazy, but if they're all healthy, this game should probably be maybe 5-point game. But of course, some of these guys have been out for a long time. Jordan Clarkson's been out for a long time. John Collins been in and out. So maybe their chemistry is not 100%, but give me the stab with this game, man. Give me the Utah Jazz. And guys, if you've been with me, this has been a 24-minute video, man. I really do appreciate it. I'm trying to give you guys the most detailed information as I can. I can just give you picks, not give you any reasons, but I want to try to do my best here. So let me talk about the last game. The Clippers against the Suns, man. Clippers 1.5-point favorites on the road. And like I said, man, many times, man, if everyone's back at the Clippers, they're one of the best teams, and they've been doing, man, 26-19 on the season so far. The Suns have been one of the worst home covering teams in the NBA. Winning outright, yeah, I mean, they're a lot better, 14-8. There's a very low spread, but they're playing a Clippers team who has been absolutely excellent, man. I think they're one of the best defensive teams, one of the best offensive teams, and they can beat down on the Suns team. This Suns team's overrated, in my opinion. They got to get a trade done. Bradley Beal is not good. They got Nick Richards. He's not that great of a center. Zubac could definitely put some work on him. And I think this Clippers team defensively can shut down a lot of things the Suns do well. So give me the Clippers as basically a pick'em game. I think the Clippers win this game outright. So Clippers -1 money line, and that'll be it for the last game on the board, guys. If you've been with me for this long, man, I really do appreciate you. Let's get that road to 1,000. I'm gonna do a giveaway once we hit that 1,000 mark. But guys, I'll see you guys in the next one.